Welcome to Digging with Deej. This is my project today. We're going to go back for a third trip to the cellar hole. I am missing some little teeny pieces. There's 1, 2, and then if you look on the other side, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise, it's pretty much all there. So we're going to go back to the cellar hole and see if we can find those pieces so I can finish this once and for all. We're going to do a test. So I always like going digging in the cellar hole when it's super hot out. It's almost 90 degrees and I have this consumer's energy magnet that I've used. It's so hot it's not even registering because this one only goes up to 84. Cooler here. There. A lot cooler here than it is outside the woods. It is 76 degrees in the cellar hole as opposed to 88. Well, let's see what we can find. See, there's a lot of rocks down in here because when a tornado came through, the cellar rocks that were up higher came down into the hole, so. Hopefully I can find the last of those shards. What's that? Rock. Rock. Root. Another rock. See, this is like an all stone wall right here. See, I'm almost wondering if there was a shelf made out of stone in here. Because I haven't gone past this wall here, but then it goes up, it cuts in and then goes up. So I'm almost wondering, here, I thought that was a piece of iron. I'm almost wondering if there was a rock shelf in here, maybe to put their preserves or things like that on it. I don't know. All right, I dug all this out. And I took it down all the way to the clay. Didn't find anything. I did find some remnants of old wood. All the way down, laying on top of the clay. And I did find, uh-oh, there it is. A beautiful square nail and piece of another one. No ironstone crack shards, not a single one. So then I started working over this way. Remember all those branches that were laying here? I moved those over. That one I bent over because it wouldn't break. So And I've been checking with my pinpointer. Nothing there, so we'll put it on the deeper setting. I use this a lot when I'm digging in cellar holes. Probably another nail, but you never know. This is how I found a trapper's key in this basement, was using the pinpointer. Oop, a big rock coming down. Move that one over. Piece of rock. Daggone it. Huh. You know, I may not find those pieces, but I gotta try for the homeowner. I mean, they're kind enough to let me have an open invitation here. And then whatever I dig, I try to rake out when I'm done, so it looks somewhat neat. But that is a Ryan size rock. I don't think I can even roll that one. There's a little one. Come on, where are you, shards? But it's very dirty work. If you don't like getting dirty, this is probably not your cup of tea. And when you're breaking roots off, keep your mouth shut or you're gonna get a mouthful of dirt. Big root. These are all huge roots. I'm all the way down to the clay right there. No, it's not to the left. I've gone all this way and found all but 4 or 5 shards. And these are 2 monster rocks. It's going to take 2 guys to move those. So, but that's the way it goes sometimes, you know. Sometimes you find good stuff and sometimes you don't. So, it's supposed to be hot for the next 2 or 3 days more. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's supposed to be pretty warm and then it's supposed to cool back off again. So, I want to walk the creek at the 1880 permission. I might, you know, just put my rubber boots on and walk the creek, see if I can find any glass or anything in the creek. And I want to come back. I never thought of this. Here I bought a magnet and have gone to a couple docks where, you know, where the boat launches are. Haven't found nothing but weeds. But I never thought about it. There's this cistern here. I need to come back tomorrow and well, maybe I can do that later. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back. I gotta make one errand at a certain time today. Maybe I'll come back and magnet fish in the cistern and see what's in it. I've got a stick down there so that critters don't fall in there and die, you know, so I can still get out. Because when I first came last year or the year before, I forget which, when I first got the permission, I think it was last spring, or a year ago this last spring, I got the permission, and I was exploring the property. I wasn't even metal detecting yet, just walking it, trying to find the well and stuff like that, you know, different landmarks to get my bearings on this property. And there was a baby fox down there, alive, thank God. And that's when I put the branches down there, and it got out. So it was able to climb up the branches and get out. It couldn't climb up one. I had to put several side by side, so it was like a little walkway back up out of there. So, because it's 6 or 8 feet deep and 6 or 8 feet in diameter. So it's a big thing. It's a big hole in the ground, but it's all bricked in, like it's brick. So that's something I want to do before winter gets here. So, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, I can't find a bottle dump on this property. We're still looking. Gonna talk to the owner, because this property is L-shaped now, because it used to be 80 acres, and then they sold property lots to, I think, on the east side of it, part of the east side of it. So I'm wondering if maybe the dump isn't back behind those, behind the owner's house. I don't know. So I have an app that I use to tell where the property lines are. So I think I'm going to try walking the property lines and see what I can find that way. And maybe he can tell me. I don't know if I really ever remembered to ask him if there was a dump on his property. So I'll have to ask. And then my new permission coming up is a, oh, what kind of house? What style house is it? It's a Victorian, but it's called a Gothic Revival style home. And it dates back to prior to 1872. And it was another victim of the tornado, or as they called it back in the 1800s, the cyclone that went through. And he said there's a dump on his property, but he thought it was more like 60s, 70s. Well, I told him I'd take a look at it, because he knows I'm looking for bottles for the museum. And because a lot of times people dumped wherever there was already a dump. So it could be older down below. You know, you never know. So, oh, it's starting to feel good in here. What's the temperature now? Let's see if I can find my little temperature thing. Where did I put it? There it is. Oh my, it's almost 72 in here. Look at that. 74, 72 to 74. So it's definitely cooler down here than it is out there. One thing I did find digging here is a piece of the aqua blue mason jar glass. So that was a good sign. I mean, we know it's old. There's no doubt it's old. So, cellar digging, metal detecting, bottle digging, all of them. You gotta be patient, because you don't always find good stuff every time. I mean, I found some really, really old wood, and I found some nice square nails, and some busted up glass. Oh, I did find a bed spring when I was here last. Bunch of broken glass shards. But you got to be patient, because you don't always find good stuff every time you go out. It's just reality. It's just the way it goes. So be patient, never give up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.